Let's bring in senior political analyst Brit Hume. Good evening, Brit.
Hi, Mike.
About a week after the final U.S. troops left Afghanistan, what's your assessment of where things stand?
Well, much as the Biden administration would like to turn the page away from this story and focus on other things, I don't think the story will let them do that. The media, to some extent, will comply and focus less on Afghanistan than it did so intensely there for several weeks. But Afghanistan is like a time bomb over there. I mean, you've got the situation has been described at Mazar-e-Sharif. You've got the possibility that there'll be a renewal of terror attacks either on the U.S. or its allies emanating from Afghanistan. And, you know, you've got questions that are undoubtedly going to be raised about a couple of other things, Mike. One of them is, you know, how do we get all these people out and not get all of our own people out? That we needed to get out, and who are these people that we did get out? Were they properly vetted? Who are they? And of course, if any of them turn out to be, you know, actual terrorists, that will raise questions anew. So I think we have a way to run on this story, Mike, whether the Biden administration likes it or not.
For those of us who have covered the White House over the years, senior officials serve at the pleasure of the president, meaning you might be out of a job if that's what the president needs. Do you think, Britt, some senior officials will be ousted due to this messy withdrawal?
Well, I think that the messy withdrawal was largely on the shoulders of Biden himself. Everything that we've learned about how the decisions were made come down to Biden said we wanted out. We wanted, and the last bastion we would have would be Kabul and the embassy. That meant that Bagram had to be closed because he wouldn't surge any more troops in. So I think this is overwhelmingly and largely on Biden. But, you know, they can't fire him. And if this gets worse for him politically, he might feel the need to get rid of some of these people and be seen as turning over a new leaf. But so far, he has stubbornly clung, as Peter Doocy just reported, to his insistence that this whole thing was, well, this was a great success. I don't think the public agrees, and I don't think it's likely to start agreeing anytime soon.
Britt, with all these Americans and some Afghan partners still stuck in the country, do you worry this could be worse than the Iran hostage crisis late in the Carter era?
Well, certainly the opportunities there for the Americans and others that we care about that are there to be taken as hostages and used for bargaining. I mean, there's some suggestion that might happen with those that are trapped there at Mazar-e-Sharif. But I think that remains to be seen. But it's certainly a possibility. And you know, you've got, in addition to having the Taliban in control, who are no friends of the United States, you've also got these terrorist elements there, Al-Qaeda and ISIS-K, that may turn out to be willing to grab people on the ground as well. So obviously it's a worry. It's part of the ticking time bomb.
Britt, we have a few seconds remaining. Do you get a sense that President Biden's political advisors won out over his national security advisors in this case?
Well, I'm not sure it was his political advisors. Joe Biden is a man who's, throughout his long career, hasn't had a lot of fixed convictions. He's basically been a creature of the Democratic Party and its current opinions. In this case, however, he developed a firm conviction. He didn't like this Afghanistan mission for a long time and wanted out. And I don't think it was his political advisors. I think it was him. And I think his military advisors were indeed overruled. Apparently they haven't felt strong enough so far to quit. They're all still there. But I think this is him.
Brit Hume, thanks so much for laboring with us on this Labor Day. Many thanks.
You bet. You bet.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.